Welcome back. We'll begin with some breaking news that is coming in. The Supreme Court upholds Jallikattu. Jallikattu is valid. The Supreme Court has said, and I quote, the sport is part of cultural heritage. Right there, in fact, the SC upholds Jallikattu. Jallikattu is valid, is what the Supreme Court says. It says that the sport is part of the cultural heritage. The top court says the sport is very much a part of the cultural heritage, and there's no proof to say it's not a traditional sport. In fact, SC upheld the stand of the states of Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Maharashtra, who had argued that these sports is both a religious and a cultural event celebrated by the people, and its influence extends beyond the confines of caste and creed. In fact, the state had also said guidelines can be laid down to protect the animals, participants and spectators from injury, but a blanket ban on Jallikattu was perceived as an onslaught against cultural identity and tradition of the people of Tamil Nadu. So big breaking update there. The Supreme Court upholds Jallikattu. The Supreme Court says that the sport is part of the cultural heritage. In fact, the Supreme Court there upholds law allowing Jallikattu in Tamil Nadu. So big Supreme Court verdict there. SC upholds the Tamil Nadu law, says that the sport Jallikattu is part of the cultural heritage. So big breaking update there. The Supreme Court says upholds the validity of Jallikattu. Supreme Court says the sport is very much a part of the cultural heritage, and there's no proof to say it's not a traditional sport. In fact, the SC upholds the stand of the states of Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Maharashtra, who had argued that these sports is both a religious and a cultural event celebrated by the people, and its influence extends beyond the confines of caste and creed. Let's go straight across to Dharani, who is joining us live on the broadcast for more details. Dharani, a big Supreme Court verdict there. SC upholds Jallikattu. Give us more details as to what the Supreme Court exactly said.
The Supreme Court has, now upheld the Jallikattu sport, which is a traditional sport played in the state of Tamil Nadu and other neighboring states, during the Pongal festival. So, let me get a small bit of history. So, in 2014, for the first time, the Supreme Court, banned bulls for Jallikattu events organized in Tamil Nadu and other neighboring states. So, this ban did not go well, in the state of Tamil Nadu. Lakhs and lakhs of people, they took it to the streets to protest against the Supreme Court ban. In fact, all of us, can remember what happened in the Marina Beach at that time. Lakhs and lakhs of people from across Tamil Nadu, they had gathered in Marina Beach for, not one day, but for many days to protest against this, Supreme Court ban on Jallikattu. And in 2015, 1 year after this ban, came into force, the Tamil Nadu government had in fact approached the Supreme Court, to recall its verdict. They had, filed a separate plea seeking the Supreme Court to recall its, verdict. But the Supreme Court dismissed this plea by the Tamil Nadu government. It upheld its earlier verdict, which put a ban on this sport. So again in 2017, then Chief Minister O. Pannirselvam, under him, the Tamil Nadu Assembly passed a bill exempting Jallikattu from the provisions of the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act. So basically, after the Supreme Court banned this sport, banned usage of bulls in this sport, the Tamil Nadu Assembly in 2017, under then Chief Minister O. Pannirselvam, they passed a bill exempting Jallikattu from the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act. So this bill meant that Jallikattu can be continued playing in the state of Tamil Nadu. And since this bill came into force, Jallikattu is in fact being played in the state of Tamil Nadu. In fact, this year also in the month of January, when Pongal festival happened, of course in several areas, especially in areas surrounding Madurai district, Jallikattu was played with full might and festivities. But however, several organizations such as PETA, the Animal Welfare Board, and other parties, they had approached the Supreme Court seeking a stay on this bill passed by the Tamil Nadu Assembly. They told that what happens in Jallikattu is cruelty to bulls, that the bulls are being they're being put into a lot of difficulties, and it's nothing but animal cruelty is what these organizations were trying to argue in the Supreme Court. But on the other hand, the Tamil Nadu government had put forward a very strong argument telling that Jallikattu is not just a sport for the Tamil people, it is part of their culture. This particular bull taming sport, it is being played for thousands and thousands of years, almost 2000 since 2000 years back. It's being played in the state of Tamil Nadu. It is traditionally called as Eru Talvudal here in the state, and it's part of the Tamil culture, and that is what has had led to the massive protests in 2015 also, because people thought it's more than a sport, it's part of their culture, it's part of their emotions, and banning this sport will have a lot of repercussions in the state is what the 2015 protests also showed. So both the arguments were heard by the Supreme Court, a 5-judge bench. They were hearing all these arguments from the side of the Tamil Nadu government and also from the side of the Animal Welfare Board, PETA, and other animal-loving organizations. So now the court has pronounced its final verdict. So in this verdict, they have in fact upheld the validation of the Jallikattu sport. It means that the sport can be continued to play in the state of Tamil Nadu and other neighboring states. And this bill that was passed in the Tamil Nadu Assembly in 2017, exempting Jallikattu from the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act. This bill is still valid, and the sport can be continued to play with full festivities as usual.
All right, Dharani, of course, I would also like to highlight what the Supreme Court said in its order. The Supreme Court said that the sport is part of the cultural heritage. If you could also please reflect on that bit.
That's what the Tamil Nadu government's argument has been in the Supreme Court for these many years as well. Since this case began in 2004. The Tamil Nadu government has always made it a point that Jallikattu is more than a sport for the people of Tamil Nadu. It's part of their culture. It's part of Tamil Nadu's culture. In fact, as I told earlier, in 2014, when the Supreme Court banned Jallikattu, banned bulls for Jallikattu, lakhs and lakhs of people. It's not thousands and thousands. It's lakhs and lakhs of people. They came together across Tamil Nadu to protest against this ban. In fact, in the Marina Beach, in the most famous Marina Beach here in Chennai, people were staying in this beach day and night for so many days, protesting against the Supreme Court ban. They told that this sport is more than a sport for us. This is a part of our emotion, part of our culture, and this sport it ages thousands of years. In fact, this sport, as it is traditionally called as Eru Talvudal, is being played for over 2,500 years in the state of Tamil Nadu, and it's part of the Tamil culture. That is what the argument has been all through this episode, and now the court has also told the same. The Supreme Court, its verdict has told that this sport is part of cultural heritage and tradition, which means that the court is validating the emotions and the arguments of the Tamil Nadu people and
absolutely,
the government.
Dharani, a big verdict by the Supreme Court there. The Supreme Court upholds Jallikattu. Many thanks for joining us with all those details. All right, we'll get